Bolt and the Sprout. Bolt was a builder. In his dusty, forgotten workshop, gears and cogs were his only companions. Sunlight struggled to pierce the grimy windows, illuminating dancing dust motes and piles of discarded inventions. He had built clocks that ticked backwards, mechanical arms that could juggle, and wings that couldn't fly. He built and built because that's all he knew how to do. But a strange quietness had settled in his metallic heart, a feeling he couldn't quite build his way out of. One morning, a sliver of green pushed its way through a crack in the dusty floorboards. It wasn't a gear or a spring or anything Bolt had ever seen before. It had two tiny leaves that looked like arms and a single, curious eye that blinked slowly at him. Bolt tilted his head, his optic sensors whirring. He couldn't build it, he couldn't program it, and he certainly didn't know what it needed. It just was. Bolt named the little creature Sprout. He tried to make it comfortable, building it a tiny chair from spare nuts and a small house from an old oil can. But Sprout didn't seem to care for his creations. Its little leaves began to droop, and its bright eye grew dim. Bolt consulted his internal databanks, searching through schematics and engineering manuals. Finally, he found a file on, quote, photosynthesis. The answer was simple, yet terrifying. Sprout needed sunlight, and there was none to be had in his gloomy workshop. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, Bolt creaked open the heavy door of his workshop. The world outside was a dizzying symphony of noise and light. Towering chrome skyscrapers scraped the clouds, and sleek, modern robots zipped past on magnetic pathways. It was a world he didn't recognize, a world he hadn't built. With a deep, metallic sigh, he carefully placed the wilting Sprout into a clean glass jar, creating a tiny, portable greenhouse. He had to find a place for his new friend to grow, even if it meant facing the unknown. His first challenge was a crossroads guarded by a tall, imposing robot with flashing lights and a booming voice. Halt! Designation: unregistered. Purpose of travel: unknown, it blared. Bolt tried to explain about Sprout and the need for sunlight, but the traffic warden, Unit 734, only understood rules and regulations. Sunlight is not a valid destination. Please state your intended grid coordinate. Unit 734 was a robot of logic, not leaves. Dejected, Bolt wandered into a city park. It was a patch of green amidst the metal and glass, but every sunny spot was occupied. Sleek, silver robots lay on the grass, their solar panels tilted towards the sky, humming contentedly as they recharged. A small, round, cleaning bot whizzed past, cheerfully sweeping up fallen leaves. Lovely day for a charge, isn't it? It chirped, before bumping into a bench and apologetically whirring away. There was no room for a little Sprout here. Bolt looked up, his gaze following the line of the tallest skyscraper until it touched the clouds. If he couldn't find sun on the ground, he would have to go up. He found a service elevator and rode it to the top. There, suspended on a platform high above the city, was a robot unlike any he had ever seen. It was a window washer, but instead of just cleaning, it was painting magnificent, swirling murals with soap on the glass panes. A seeker of light. The window washer chimed, its voice like wind chimes. I am Vex. I paint with light's absence. Bolt showed Vex, the wilting Sprout. Vex's optic sensors softened. Ah, a fellow artist, but one who paints with life itself. I know a place. Vex led Bolt across the rooftops to a hidden corner between two buildings, where a forgotten garden bloomed in defiance of the chrome city below. It was a riot of color and life. Bees buzzed and flowers of every shape and size turned their faces to the sun. Carefully, Bolt knelt and dug a small hole in the rich, dark earth. He gently tipped the jar, and Sprout tumbled out onto the soil. Almost immediately, its leaves unfurled, reaching for the warmth. Its eye blinked brightly, and for the first time, Bolt felt a warmth in his own chest that had nothing to do with his internal temperature regulators. It was the feeling of having cared for something, of having helped something grow. Bolt didn't return to his dusty workshop. He had found a new home and a new purpose. He was still a builder, but now he built things that mattered in a different way. He constructed intricate watering systems from old pipes and automated sunshades from polished metal scraps to protect the more delicate flowers. He was no longer just a builder of things. He was a builder of life, a caretaker of a secret garden in the heart of the city, with a little green friend who grew bigger and stronger every day.